In honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, the White House announced new actions to tackle the U.S.'s mental health crisis.
Among them, a new policy from the Department of Defense that helps veterans to seek confidential help reducing stigma associated with mental health issues. And joining us now to talk more about this is veteran mental health expert and retired Navy fighter pilot Matthew Buckley. Matt, thanks for taking time out to talk to us tonight.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
And of course, on Monday, Memorial Day, we will honor those who served our country. How can we help what could be a challenging day for some veterans living with post-traumatic stress disorder?
Well, thanks. I appreciate the question. Anywhere from 22 to 44 veterans take their own lives every day in the United States of America, which is just, it's absolutely heartbreaking. Those numbers are shocking. So a couple things you can do. We at the No Fallen Heroes Foundation, our mission objective is to bring that number as far as we can down to zero. And unfortunately, we're doing it by taking our veterans, first responders, and their family members out of the United States down to Mexico or Costa Rica for psychedelic-assisted therapy. We have helped hundreds of veterans seek this treatment outside the United States, and I'm glad to say after a retreat, I get an email or a text that says, "Hey, Wiz, I no longer want to kill myself, and I can't even believe I thought about doing that." So if you can, on this day, maybe talk to some of our lawmakers, because it's really interesting. These healing medicines, if you do them in the United States for, quote, fun, it's a felony. But if you use them for religious or spiritual purposes, it's acceptable. So our mission objective is to start healing Americans in America.
Yeah, we talked about the use of psychedelics in our Veterans Voices piece last November. Matt, let's talk a little bit about the actions the White House is taking, how this new policy issued by the DOD will help reduce the stigma. I guess talk about how powerful that stigma really is.
Well, it's a great question. So as you alluded to, I was a Navy fighter pilot. I graduated from the Navy Fighter Weapons School, which you all know as Top Gun. And they go out of their way to say, hey, if there's anything wrong, come talk to us, right? Well, guess what? In the old Navy or the old military, hopefully it's changing with what the commander-in-chief is doing. But if you went and you put up the bat signal, so to speak, and said, hey, I'm having a problem, you were done. That was the last thing in the world you wanted to do as an aviator or somebody in a high-functioning role in the military, was to go fess up, because then you were done doing what you loved doing. So hopefully they pull some of that stigma away. One of the bravest things an active duty service member or veteran can do is to raise their hand and say, I'm having a problem right now. But the ethos of the military is what? We want to win. And if it doesn't look like you're hacking it, you know, we're gonna pull you off the front line. So reducing the stigma, encouraging active duty or veterans to put up that bat signal and ask for help should be applauded instead of pulling you out of a position that you love.
Yeah, absolutely. And quickly now, tell us about the Today I Am program that is started today by the Veterans Affairs Department.
Well, Today I Am, there's no other moment but the present, right? If you're depressed, you're usually living in the past, and if you're anxious, you're usually worried about the future. So the DOD and the Pentagon are doing a great job by helping veterans and, you know, current active duty and reservists kind of focus on now and in this moment, and what I can do to not only heal myself but also help my team members as well. I think it's a great program. It's a start, right? Like I said earlier, 22 to 44 veterans every day take their own lives. Folks, at that rate, we're going to run out of veterans. So please talk to our lawmakers, talk to our leaders, and let's do everything we can in our power to help save and change veterans' lives.
Matthew Buckley talking mental health and veterans. We appreciate your time tonight. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your service.
Thank you. God bless.